This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply. I'm Danielle Nuhfer, an educator for over 20 years who went up against 2 bouts of serious teacher burnout before finally realizing that I needed to share what worked and what didn't with educators everywhere. This is when Teaching Well was born. At Teaching Well, I partner with schools who recognize that when teacher well-being is prioritized, true teaching and learning can happen. And there's nothing more integral to building this kind of school culture than finding ways to care for yourself in the midst of all the school day hustle and bustle. Building in these moments is what this show is all about and what I hope to bring to you each time I get the opportunity to speak with you here. So with that, let's begin. Good morning, educators. Whether you're a passionate teacher inspiring young minds or an inspiring leader guiding your institution, today's episode will work for you. Have you ever found yourself in a whirlwind of emotion? Let me answer. I think we all have. After all, we're at the forefront of education, nurturing future generations and navigating lots of school dynamics. And now we're diving into another school year. Often when we're swamped with urgency, our instincts might cause us to freeze. We end up reacting, and sometimes it's counterproductive rather than thoughtfully responding. But today I have for you 7 steps to take as a teacher self-care triage. Consider it your personal life buoy in these overwhelming tides when we react rather than respond. If you sense a self-care emergency or might spot one in a colleague, consider going through these steps and see if there's something that you could do immediately that will help with your own self-care plan. And better yet, why wait for an emergency? You can familiarize yourself with these 7 steps and you will be able to better head off any self-care emergency before it even begins. It's like mastering a fire drill on a sunny day. So when the storm hits, you're ready. So here are the 7 steps if you're sensing you need a self-care reboot. Number 1, prioritize sleep. Number 2, ask for help. It could be somebody in your classroom, it could be a colleague, it could be a partner, it could be any sorts of things. Get creative in how you can ask for help. Number 3, move. Move at least 20 minutes, and that could be walking, it could be anything perhaps outside would be the best. But moving in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't need to be strenuous. It needs to be something that you enjoy doing. Number 4, track your exhaustion for the week. Don't feel pressure to change everything, just track it. Number 5, breathe. And I talk about this one all the time. Each hour, set a timer. Allow yourself to breathe. Count in 3 deep breaths. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. You can do that for 3 times. Befriend yourself during this time. What do you need to do? What advice would you give to a friend during this time? And then take your own advice. And then extend. Each day, do one thing to extend your self-care. So make a list of all the things that maybe you want to do in the upcoming weeks. Extend this week into a further development of your self-care habits. So again, sleep, ask, track, breathe, befriend, and extend. This week, explore the self-care steps and see if you can commit to just one. And as always, I'd love to hear your experiences or anything that you want to comment on. Please connect with me in the show notes. I'm wishing all teachers and leaders a week filled with self-love, resilience, empowerment, and of course, self-care. If this morning's motivation resonated with you, I'd love to connect more. You can find all the different ways we can partner together at teachingwell.life. Thanks for listening. In whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.